Hello my friends, welcome to the metal shop. Today we are installing the Quadratec Side Armor with steps built in. I bought these things actually last fall right after I got the Jeep, and believe it or not, I'm just getting around to installing them. I've had them for a while and I don't know why, no excuses as to why I haven't put them on yet, but this Jeep is, like I said, it's got a 2.5 inch suspension lift, 2-inch body lift, so 4.5 inches of lift. It's hard to get in and out of, and what I really wanted was a step here, to step into as you're climbing in. Even though this has the worn rock guards on it, these side steps will work in conjunction with those. And yes, I am wearing socks with my sandals. It's cold here in the metal shop today. I mean, it's been 90 with super humidity all week, but it's only about a little over 60 degrees today. Not humid at all, and it's supposed to rain, so a good day to work inside. So I just wanted to, let's see if we got some good light here underneath. Oh, that's not too bad. So where these mount is here to the back. It mounts here, and really what you're doing is you're drilling 16 holes. 4 here in the back, 4 in the front, and then another 8 on the other side. So we're gonna get it positioned up here, marked, drill 4 holes here right behind the body mount, and then up here in front of the front body mount. And I'm hoping that we don't run into any issues here, because you guys who've been following the channel know that we have the shackle reversal kit here, and it looks like it's taken up some of the real estate where the side steps are going to mount here. So it's actually a good thing that I haven't moved these back. Right now I have a couple inches of travel here. It doesn't appear to, the way the Jeep sits right now, but I do. If I ever have to move these back, like I said, they're going to occupy the same real estate, so you'll have to make a determination whether or not I'm going to run the side steps, or I'm going to move those shackles, or do something else. So really all you do is, I'm going to position the side steps and mark the holes. They recommend drilling pilot holes, or you get a punch. Excuse me. You put a punch because the frame is super hard steel. You drill a pilot hole. I'm going to use 3/16, and then you drill a 5/16 hole, and then it comes with 3/8 inch hardware to mount the side armor with steps. It looks like they've upgraded the hardware to this. These are 3/8 self-tapping screws to these black oxide pieces. There was some criticism in the reviews on Quadratec site about the bolts that were included with the kit were much softer than the steel in the frame, and the bolts were breaking when people tried to drive them in. These appear to be much better than what they suggested. These are what we have here. Side armor with step. You can also get just the rocker guards. So we got a drill, 3/16 inch bit there, 5/16 inch bit here, our center punch, and a silver paint pen to mark up the frame rails. I've already cut into the box. It came nicely packaged from Quadratec with that plastic banding around it. I cut the banding off and took a quick peek yesterday, but it's extremely well packaged in here. Of course, can't get the box to open. There we go. Got the styrofoam. Can't stand, but whatever. And there we have the steps wrapped in bubble wrap. It says you can tell which is which because there's a Quadratec logo on them that should point to the front of the vehicle. So I'm going to cut into one of these. I'm going to demonstrate on the driver's side. There's a little bit better light over here for filming purposes. So let's cut into one of those and get it set in place. Probably going to use some jack stands or my hydraulic jack just to hold it in place for the mock-up. Cool, let's get that going. All right, so what we found is with customization, just plan for the unexpected. I told you, so I had to put the front, due to that shackle reversal, that's where it had to go. It had to go there. You can just barely see that there. Let me get you a little light. That's it had to go there. That's really where it had to go. The way these are designed, it should go forward probably 2 inches, right in occupying that same space where that shackle reversal is. Also, check this out while we're looking at it. This is really nice. You know, like a powder coated, you know, wrinkled texture finish. It's really nice. Now I like Quadratec. I buy a lot of stuff. There'll be a link to these products down there in the description. But I am going to take this off. This will, yeah, see, this will peel right off. I just don't want, you know, branding on my Jeep. It just clutters it up. You know, I'm not going to put lots of stickers all over it. So in the back, now what we ran into, like, you know, things fall like a stack of dominoes, is look how close it is to the rear tire. I had to put that up as high as I could to give as much clearance as possible between the tire. Now, will it make contact? You know, possibly when off-roading, when the tire is really jammed up there, you know, it'll rub a little bit. If it becomes a problem, you know, I could always have this cut, you know, notched and, you know, repainted. You know, I got some friends who do fab who could do that. The other thing is, you'll see here on the bottom, we're not quite level. Like I said, I had to raise up the back to, you know, to give as much clearance to the tire. Now, like I said, normally this would be mounted, you know, equidistant between this space, you know, say probably an inch and a half further forward there. A couple of performance notes. So drilling the frame is really hard. That frame, anybody that says, oh, your frame is rusty, there's surface rust, whatever, give them a drill. Have them drill a little hole in it and see how, you know, how rusty it really is. Because your frame's in anywhere decent shape, it's rugged. Super hard to drill, and you can't get any torque. Of course, it would be easier on a lift, but what isn't easier on a lift? So what I did was I have 2 holes drilled with it mounted. I'm going to use the bar itself as a template for the other holes. I'm going to have to remove this rear tire to drill holes there. Hopefully I can get the drill around the bar to drill those holes. So, you know, what you think is going to be a super easy project, you know, not so much. Drilling those 16 holes, it's going to take some supreme effort. Anyway, but here, let's move this level out of the way. You can kind of get, I like the way it looks. It takes up that space. It sits higher. It sits, you know, basically it sits in line with your frame rails. It's higher than the suspension, so, you know, it's not gonna, you don't lose any clearance whatsoever. Personally, I like the way it looks. It kind of lowers the stance of the Jeep a little bit, you know, it creates an optical illusion, taking up some of that space. Some people will probably really like it. Some people probably will not like it. This is going to be pretty rugged once it's bolted in. I would feel confident to step on it and climb in just with those 2 bolts in there, you know, and we're putting in 6 more on this side. So I got a lot of work ahead of me. I'm going to give you guys a brief intermission here. It started to rain outside, a little bit more humid here, and we'll have a look at the finished product. Cool. All right, so we have the finished product. Hey, George. Boring outside. Anyway, spirit of honesty, that took 2 hours. And the driver's side, I haven't even started yet. Like anything like this, once you've done one side, you learn tips and tricks, and the other side, I'm sure, will take me half the time. Center punching the holes didn't really work. The drill still walked, probably because, you know, the frame is kind of, you know, it's textured and uneven and, you know, rust and painted over everything else. So what I did was I used the 5/16 drill bit in, you know, and using the side step 4 template, and kind of got it started that way. I actually just drilled the hole straight with a 5/16 template there towards the end, and it actually worked just fine instead of using smaller drills to drill a pilot hole. Take both wheels off, both rear wheels off. Again, if this was a stock application, it would probably be much easier. You could mount this, you know, further forward by 1.5 inches, 2 inches, You're not going to deal with the rear tire. If you took this to a shop, it'd probably take them an hour. You know, they put this up on the lift. They're going to drill holes with air tools. You probably saw in the previous segment, I did have to switch to an electric drill motor to drill the frame. My rechargeable DeWalt just didn't have the oomph to get that done. And the other thing was I did run into a problem with a couple of bolts not cutting threads. I have a 3/8 inch with 16 count thread tap. I have a complete tap and die set, but the average DIY guy is not going to have a tap and die set, especially nothing that big. So bear that in mind. I did need that tap and die and on a ratchet because of the tight quarters. You can't get the standard tap T-handle in there, even moving the T-handle back and forth. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's just not enough real estate. So overall, I really like the look. Again, it tricks the eye. It brings the Jeep closer to the ground. I think it looks fantastic. I think that I've completely improved the look. Climbing in and out, should be much easier. I mean, these things are, they are rugged. We're moving the whole Jeep with them. I did put thread locker on the 3/8 16 bolts, those black zinc oxide bolts, because essentially you're cutting threads into your frame. Don't torque those things down too much. I did it by hand because you could very easily pull those fresh threads that you just cut. So I did use some blue thread locker. I like the Loctite paste. You can see it right there. Concentrated towards the end of the threads where they go into the frame. It will also coat the holes that you just cut. It might help with rust a little bit. Definitely going to help to hold them in place. There are also holes drilled in the bottom of this. Should any water or whatever get in, there's holes with rivets so that the water will weep out. Again, this is a nice product. Oh, I meant to pull this off. There's my shout out to Quadratec. But yeah, I wanted the final shot to not feature their logo. Anyway, so cool. I'm going to go do the other side. And as always, my friends, I thank you for watching. I hope you're appreciating the new upgraded quality videos shot on my iPhone 8. I do try and provide one video a week. I know I've been slacking a little bit, but what with vacation and had some stuff going on, I've been a little remiss. Please like and subscribe and share my videos. As always, my friends, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. Say bye, George.